Majestic Materials, they are in everything, expensive, insane daily farm coming up for you right here. Today we are looking at a skinning build, talented tracker to be more precise, and I'm going to show you exactly how I farm these Majestic Materials. Now I'm not going to talk about setting up a skinning character. You need to check out my skinning guide if you want to min-max that, as there is a crazy amount of hidden knowledge you can pick up, which you probably won't see in other videos. I'm going to assume you have a basic skinning setup, but with some knowledge points to spend. Now by unlocking Talented Tracker, we learn the Eversong lore, and then every 10 points we unlock the ability to make another lore. So Zul'Aman, Harandar, Voidstorm, and then eventually Grand Beast lore when we max out the 40 points here. Each of these requires different fish to craft them, so you're going to be spending on fish every day that you want to be doing this, as the lures are consumable one-time use. The super basic version of the knowledge build we need is you put 20 points into Talented Tracker. That allows you to unlock Majestic Materials below, and the first note here says you have the chance to find Majestic Materials that are unique to renowned beasts when skinning them. Note here, this says a chance to find Majestic Materials. This is far from 100%, but we'll talk about that later on. Also, importantly, the chance to get Majestic Materials seems to be once a day, like it has been on sort of similar materials in previous expansions. Now you can resummon, but the ones you can resummon I have chain killed sort of 30 plus times before and got no Majestic drops. I think these are intended for something else rather than Majestic farming, because in my testing I've never got a single Majestic drop at all from any of these. But I'll talk about this more when we cover the individual summoned beasts. So this is Editor Kchak popping in. Now how this has changed has been hotfixed since released. Now we are getting reports coming in saying that Majestic creatures, all of them, can drop Majestic Materials, whatever else I say in this video. But I wanted to keep it how it is. For months and months until Midnight actually released, you could spam summon the Eversong and Voidstorm Majestic Beasts and kill them. And whilst you didn't get Majestic drops, this actually made a really interesting hide and leather farm, something a bit new and a bit different. I thought this was intentional, as on the right side of the Talented Tracker tree, this boosts hide and leather that you get from these, and I thought Blizzard were trying something a bit new and interesting with a bit of a different knowledge setup and a bit of a different way for leather and hide farming groups to work. But now it seems that this has just been a bug all along, and I'm seeing this so much in Midnight. Things like so much stuff with professions is just getting frantically fixed, hotfixed after Midnight has launched. This isn't new, this is stuff that was reported on the beta like 3 months ago. I don't know what's going on at Blizzard, but we have so much of this, it may even warrant its own video. But anyway, suffice to say, what I say in this video, we are now getting reports that Eversong and the Voidstorm renowned beasts are dropping Majestic Materials, and the locations for those are later on in the video. Anyway, back to the main video. Anyway, at this point we've spent 20 knowledge points, and we have the ability to summon Eversong, Zul'Aman and Harandar, and the potential to get Majestic Material drops. Putting more points into Majestic Materials increases our perception. At 20 points into Majestic Materials we get the chance to earn double Majestic Material drops, and at 40 points we get an increased drop rate. So basically once we've spent those initial 20 knowledge points in Talented Tracker and we have Majestic Materials unlocked, we have two choices from here. Push another 20 points into Talented Tracker to unlock Voidstorm and Grand Beast lures, or push towards filling out the Majestic Materials tree to get increased drop rates and the chance of getting double drops. The decision here basically just depends on how good your friends are. Okay, so from my testing, you don't need to be able to summon a Majestic Beast to be able to get Majestic drops from it. This means that if you have good friends, you can spend your knowledge points in Majestic Materials to get better drop rates and get them to summon the beast for you. If not, then you're just going to have to unlock the other lures before putting more points into Majestic Materials. Profession gear wise, I went with Perception. I can't 100% say for sure that it helped with the drop rate, as the sample size was too small, but there wasn't much else to go with this for this farm anyway. Before we move on to the summon locations, just a quick shout out for the Gold Making Community Discord. Full and free Midnight Profession and Farming guides on there. Would be great to see you there. Link in the description below. Okay, Eversong, we are heading to around 42.1, 79.6 in the southwest. Now, you're going to know you're in the right place to place the bait because you'll get a debuff called 6th Sense, which importantly, you will not see if you are mounted. Place the bait, it has a short range, and Gloomclaw will appear. So Gloomclaw is one of the guys that you can repeatedly summon and loot, but I've never had any Majestic Materials from him, only ever got normal leather and hide. Moving on to Zul'Aman, we are heading to around 48.0, 53.7, just under the north side of this collapsed bridge thing. This time we will summon Silver Scale, do a better job of interrupt the hardened carapace than me, and try not to get knocked back into other mobs. This one is a daily skin, and I've managed to get Majestic Claws to drop from this mob several times. Next we move on to Harandar, and we're heading to around 66.4, 48.3 in the eastern part of the zone. This time we are summoning Lumenfin. This one is another once a day skin. Stun the tornado, don't get sucked in, easy enough. I've had multiple drops of Majestic Fin from this guy. On to Voidstorm, and we're heading to around 54.6, 65.3. This time we are summoning Umbrafang, and like Eversong, this is another one that you can summon as many times as you like, and one that I've never got any Majestic to drop from, and I've killed him a lot. Last, the Grand Beast Lure, still in Voidstorm. We are heading to around 43.1, 82.8. This is another daily cooldown skin and summon, but this is the guy with the highest possible drop rates, and this guy can drop all 3 Majestic items. Overall then, my findings, which is limited data, but I did kill a lot of these, you want to be farming the Grand Beast Lure, the Harandar Lure, and the Zul'Aman Lure if you want as many Majestic Materials as possible. Eversong and the regular Voidstorm Lure, I had no luck with Majestic Materials here, besides a lot more kills on these two than the other ones. If you found this video helpful, please leave it a like, and let me know in the comments below what you think about us having these sort of daily skinning builds and having so many crafts relying on them.